Welcome to day 164, and my name is Reverend Maria Arvanitidis, and this is a audio visual read excerpts from The Sovereign Light, A Course in Metaphysical Spirituality, pages 453, 4 and 5 out of 850, perhaps 52. Welcome. I'm so glad that you have joined me here today. And in the previous lesson, there was a level of discernment that the self could with it feel between natural development of evolution and that of invented by the mind. Control and or interconnectedness is this choice, and to what extent or level it may decide to learn from this experience. And as we move into November, and lest we forget those who fought for our freedom, this sovereignty, this light that we do hold and stand in an empowerment of authenticity to be allowed to be for those who fought for us so long ago. Let's take some time to remember the fallen. And with that said, whenever you're ready, take a few deep breaths in and out. And in, center through the heart, anchor, and breathe in deeply. Find that stillness center point. And whenever you're ready, you can opt to have your eyes closed or open and say these words out loud or think them, or at least let them absorb and sink in to activate throughout your day. This affirmation. And you can always repeat them after me, these words. This affirmation, lesson 143. And affirm and reaffirm with these words. I will live each day with the feeling of great fulfillment from it. I will live each day with the feeling of great fulfillment from it. I will live each day with the feeling of great fulfillment from it. The importance of contrast is to learn from it and not to grow attached in the adaptive nature of such experience. To be less opinionated and weighted down by the judgment it may hold, and with such serious dependency of its survival over the self. Today, become the writer of this book, and from it, form a lesson. Decide what opinions can create an idea with. From this, to start the day with such conclusion and to commit from a change? How will the metamorphosis become for manifesting and the clearing to transmute it in such a way as to change the very perspective of whatever it is holding on to? Create an affirmation, then decide to channel for the many aspects and probabilities it will bring forth to answer. Remember the previous lessons and do not force for any answers. Rather, stay in tune, observing mode, and hold the level of grounding to establish as much interconnection with external resonance as possible. The lesson of the first idea can be handy to repeat in finishing, and or perhaps the following example can become the idea to channel on for the day the following. Say these words out loud, and you can improvise, modify, and adapt to whatever best resonates with your imagination and preference. My heart must weigh as light as a feather to enter into heaven. My heart must weigh as light as a feather to enter into heaven. So what are those things throughout the day that make you feel like, hey man, people aren't taking me serious, or I'm not one of them, or perhaps they're not one of their selves. Perhaps, seriousness is just a form of chronic illness. So tread lightheartedly and dream big. And then close off with the main idea to be added with whatever other feels concerning. I will live each day with the feeling of great fulfillment from it. So this is an example. My heart must weigh as light as a feather to enter into heaven. I will live each day with the feeling of great fulfillment. Supporting statement, and then the idea for today is the affirmation. And you can modify it and expand it into a prayer if you'd like as well. I will live each day with the feeling of great fulfillment from it. And from this following idea, at what level is the world and its awareness taken to heart? The serious frequency creates for much judgment, perhaps, and feels very tense and stressful to maintain. And just breathe that in for a moment. Explore this level of accumulation that feels to be heavy in the heart. Expand with every recognizable attachment. And exercise the practice of relief from it, and by learning how to lighten up through deep breathing, the sigh of relief. When we sigh, that's deep breathing. And we mustn't let anybody take that away from us. And expand. The lighter the heart can feel from such burdens, the more open it can experience the revelations from the light that fills it. How does this light feel to the self, and how is the self vibrating to accept this level of its frequency? What are these things that reveal externally it is attracting or attracted to, and that might be weighing on it? What are some of the emotions that are surfacing to clear away and integrate into the light? Are we really all that replaceable? I've noticed that everything we do, we are creating ripples and waves. We are changing everything around us. And everything around us changes in a way as we lead. Notice the fact of how much is being replaced, and yet we are still irreplaceable because we are needed. Are the attractions, and to what extent are they feeling light or heavy? How serious are they taking this? And how insignificant everything else must be that's not taking this and sharing the weighted burden of these things. Look at all the circumstances unfolding to reflect throughout the day in this way. What are you committing to? What are you engaging and contracting yourself to be committed with? Change the magnetism by changing the platform that supports it energetically. Equally throughout the lessons, it has been shown how the external can be managed through connection and/or control. Discern at the level of comfort, and that perhaps a salt rock or crystal and/or smudging can help with, to assist and temporarily relieve. The burning of sage, sweetgrass, and ultimately the energetic shifting is found within the mastery of the self, connecting to its master, that is the self. You can get as creative as you want. I will live each day with a feeling of great fulfillment from it. Pave your own way as creator being. When the mind is still, the heart will open, and all other alchemical interactions will come about naturally. The expansion can only happen from the level of grounded stillness, peacefulness, and from within it can explore to recognize. The more expanded and grounded, the less overwhelm from the environment and the more vastness to externally experience. The perspectives, they can shift from looking down, for example, to looking up, to looking straight ahead, to looking up close, to looking at from far away, accordingly. And on the level of the platform, you will choose to stand and or soar from. Today, make up an idea, use your imagination, dream on, and see how far it can be reached, to stretch. How far can it be stretched, as well as to contract, and in the focus of awareness. Throughout the day, keep journaling in some more of this idea that comes to add to it with answers, and for anything else that is wishing to uncover. So every step, baby steps, we make towards our dream that we invest in. Each step we move forward another reveals itself further, and another. So we don't have to have everything all at once. It's an adventure. And so we can write everything down that can reveal, and yet another level of transparency to expand on. At the end of the day, all that has been exposed and made noted was a channeling process. What happened? Formulate the lesson throughout the day and through the night, then on to the next day. More revelations might have occurred. To let you know, are you moving forward? Are you not moving? Perhaps you need to change directions, and so on and so forth. Perhaps even in the restful stages from such lucid dreams, the answers would have been explored, and from the many probabilities to answer more, the purpose for this lesson. The bigger picture was and is in learning the process of this thing called channeling. And so with that said, this lesson for the day, we can begin to come around to our surroundings, and with these words, I will live each day with a feeling of great fulfillment from it. Admire all the accomplishments, big or small. Take the time and admire your work. I will live each day with the feeling of great fulfillment from it. I will live each day with the feeling of great fulfillment from it. I will live each day with the feeling of great fulfillment from it. And be grateful and appreciate every moment of this awareness that has been given for us from those who gave their lives and sacrificed everything they've had in times of war and strife and conflict. And their planes, see, their plane, there's even a UFO up there. And so this is in remembering the fallen ones, this background, this picture of poppies. And I thought it would be of interest seeing that we're heading into, well, today is November the 8th, and on Wednesday it will be the 11th, Memorial. Something to remember. And with that, I thank you so very much, and the value that we bring with our presence and these words of today. The feeling of great fulfillment brings the value in everything we do and be from our surroundings that we give awareness to, for everybody. As we expand this frequency throughout the day, we will live each day from here on with the feeling of great fulfillment from it. And until next time, I hope to see you there for day 165, lesson 144. Thank you so very much. And please visit Patreon, capital R, small m, capital A is the creator's name, that you would find these lessons from day 1 right up until now and expanding forward all the way to the 319 lessons. Feel free to join and become a member. And you can also make donations down below. Just click the thread, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye now.